Hello, my name is Heidi Marja, and you are now listening to my podcast, Love, Joy, and Heartset. I'm so grateful that you are listening to my podcast. I'm grateful for all the wonderful people that I meet and that I get to know when I'm interviewing them. I have got the amazing experience to interview people from all over the world about spirituality, about love, and their mission in life. Today, I am so happy to have my guest of the day. So enjoy. Hello, and today I have a really special guest that touched my heart right away when I got to know her some weeks ago. And Sissel, can you please introduce yourself and tell the audience about who you are and what is your life purpose?
Thank you so much for having me, Heidi. I really appreciate it. This is my first podcast, so I'm very excited. And I am Sissel, living in Oslo, Norway, and I'm Norwegian and lived here all my life, except for a couple of occasions in the States, and that's why I love speaking English. I quit my job in the banking industry in 2020 during COVID and started my own coaching business, as I had a coach since 2018 myself, where I found my genius, which everybody has. And my genius is to teach people to love themselves and lead themselves. And my mission is to empower women to thrive financially, spiritually, and emotionally in their lives. So my vision is actually even bigger than that any female on this earth or planet have a financial freedom, so they can make powerful decisions for themselves on how they want to live their life and what kind of lifestyle they want.
Wow, that is a powerful message and also a vision. And you told a little bit that it was the COVID that got you to start a new business and a new path. Have you always have the spiritual side of you, or when did you start to tune into the spirituality in yourself?
Yes, I think I've had personal development or spirituality since I was a teenager. I remember the first book I bought was when I was 13. That was called How to Get More Friends, and through listening. Yeah. And that was my first self-development book. And I've been in book clubs way long before the internet and read a lot of books on personal development. And I remember sometime during, I think it was before COVID, when I felt that I am much more than what I'm living. And I didn't know what that much more was, but I felt that I haven't expanded or discovered my full potential. And I was really interested and curious, what is my full potential? Yeah. And I didn't know the answer, but I got the answer when when you start as an entrepreneur, you really get to meet yourself, and that's the most powerful self-development journey I've been on. It's starting my own business.
Yeah, and it is so terrifying when you start, because you don't know where to start and what to do in the beginning. So you are just taking one step and you see, is this going the right way? And then you are learning by doing. And that is what is so interesting in having your own business, and also the freedom to do whatever you want in the business, because you can change your niche so many times you want, because you have to be in it when you live it.
Exactly.
So, and that is something that I have been struggling with myself, is that I wanted to help everybody. I wanted to help everybody, and then I was like, how can I help everybody? And then I understand that you can't help everybody. You have to find your dream clients and the people that is going through what you went through.
Yes. And the easiest way to find your dream client, actually, and to start, in my opinion, also what I read and learned, is to look at yourself. Where were you?
Yeah.
I mean, 3 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. It's something that I also learned from Tony Robbins and Di Graziosi, when your mess become your message. But it's really important that you're not in the mess. You can't teach somebody when you're in the mess. You have to been through a loop where you met a challenge, you went down, and you crawled or build yourself up for it, and now you're free of the challenge. And that's how you can be a powerful mentor and coach for other people, because you've gone through the path, and it's in your on a cellular level. So you don't have to remember things when you're teaching or coaching, because it's in your body. And that's really important, to have embodied the wisdom that you teach.
Yeah, that's so important what you are saying there, because when you have the knowledge that is becoming the wisdom, then you don't have to like go and search for the knowledge, because you have the knowledge, and that the knowledge can come right through you. Like right before we went online today, then you were canalizing a message down for me, but I wasn't so I wasn't aware that you were channeling a message for me, so I didn't catch everything. So I said to you that I should have recorded it, but that is because sometimes we are not how can I say it? We are not clear yet. We are not finished yet to teach the things that we think we can teach. But when we are in alignment, then everything gets through. Like I said to you that today I was dancing before this podcast a lot. I did some belly dancing, I did some shaking, I did some like jumping up and down, shaking, and I really shaked my butt, I really much. So I got the energy that was stuck in my body out. And then I started to sing. And what you say to me, that your voice is so clear now. And that was what was happening, because I was aligned with what my message is. And sometimes we think it is something else, and we are starting to do something out there. Like for me, I thought I was a stress release coach or a yoga teacher, but now I have understand that my message is to help women that has been through difficult traumas, like sexual traumas, to really get them in tune with their body again, and shake everything up, so they get the energy flowing, and then they can do their life purpose. So that was happening today, so I'm really happy.
That is amazing. I want to just emphasize something you said about how you did that, what you did this morning, about activating or shaking your body. Because we can, as coaches, we speak and we are online, but it's really important. I mean, the release and the transformation happens through our emotions in the body. And when you shake it, like you said, getting the energies moving and letting go and release and using the breath, that's where we can train ourselves to release, let go, and build ourselves up again from traumas, because the traumas are stuck on a cellular level. And that's why I think it's wonderful to hear what you did this morning, and how that affects our speech and how to speak our truth and to speak from our heart. Because when we do that, when we tap into the heart and speak from here, we don't overthink things, and we are not afraid of what other people think, and we meet in a heart-heart connection, like you said we were going to do on this podcast, which I think is beautiful. And that's where the authentic self comes through, and you are you, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, and it is so important. It was so nice to hear that you are confirming what I experienced this morning, because I felt like the energy was rising in my body, because like I didn't hold anything inside my body, because sometimes you are like holding the energy in your body and you are thinking, okay, I can't shake like that, and what if my butt is like really I don't know what it is in English, but no, not so fast.
Shaking, yeah. Being wobbly.
And then you are like putting some limits to yourself to just shake your body. And when you are putting the limits on yourself, then you are not loving yourself the way that you should love yourself. And that was the message that came through me today, that shake your body so that your that you get your message out.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And your purpose about sexual trauma, which I have experienced now being, with my coach for many years and being in her tribe, is so much more common than you think. And how devastating it is. But you can accept it first, which is not making it right, but accept that it happened, which I think is the first step. It happened. I accept that it happened. And then, go through the whole process of finally releasing and forgive. And it's powerful. It's a powerful process. And my ultimate goal with everything I do, and I don't coach sexual trauma because I don't have an experience with that, but the ultimate goal, I have other traumas and other things. It's about freedom.
Yeah.
And you cannot be free unless you are free from limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, doubts and fears. Fears is about the future, regret is about the past, and you cannot be free and live your best life and thrive unless you have dealt with those emotions. And we will never get rid of anything 100%, but 80-20 is a good rule, Pareto principle. 80% happy, 20% down, and you can train yourself to come faster up when you have a down period, period of down moment. You train yourself to quickly boost yourself up again, so you don't stay down in the valley. And that's really important, how to program yourself, because like we just said, emotions are on a cellular level, and to transform that, it's a daily practice. And it doesn't have to be a lot or long, but you have to do a daily practice, because the reward long term is huge compared to the short-term discomfort of, for instance, sitting in meditation or doing affirmations and all those breath work, all those tools we have to overcome trauma.
Yeah, so true, so true. And the thing is that when you are dealing with it, you have to look the whole, like you have to, if you are denying it, then you can't go through the next phase, like looking at the emotions, because many people is like, okay, that it wasn't so big deal. It wasn't so big deal. I can, maybe it was something that I did. Maybe it was something that I could do in another way. So you put the responsibility on yourself, and then you deny it in a way. But when you are looking, okay, this didn't feel good for me, And then you start to tap into that feeling. How does that feel for me? Oh, I get sad, I get angry, and then you let the emotions, feel the emotions like it is, and really feel it. And that is something that I have trained on so much, because not only to feel, but to talk about what I'm feeling when I'm feeling it. And that is a complete different kind of going into it. And I have done it with my boyfriend, and I said, like, when you do that, I feel in my body, I feel that I want to go a little bit away from you. I feel sad, I feel angry. So I have to tap into what I'm feeling at the moment, in that moment. And that is something that I didn't do before, because before I just, okay, I feel like I didn't like that, but I didn't feel what it felt to didn't like that. I didn't step into it and feel. So that is completely different when you do that. And when you have recognized that this has happened to me, I have been in a trauma, really intense, bad situation trauma, then you can start to, you have the reaction of the trauma, and then you can, after that, start to work through the trauma. What happened here? What was it in me that wasn't like whole? Maybe if it's like a abandonment issue, then you see, how am I abandoning myself? What is happening in this moment? And then after that, you can go and forgive, and then do something else with it. Help other people that have been through the same. So it is when you speak up and talk about it and express it, then it will change completely.
Yes, and what you're saying about feeling the emotion when you feel it in that moment, that is like the first step in transforming the trauma into to letting go and release from the body. It's awareness.
Yeah.
It's being aware of and acknowledge what happened to you. Not acknowledge that it was right. I must just emphasize that. Nothing bad to you. We can say it's right or wrong, but but you can transform the way you look at things, because nothing is really, I know this can sound provocative because it's trauma, but nothing that happens is either good or bad unless the way we put our color glasses on how we view things.
Yeah.
And that's why forgiveness is such a powerful thing to do, and hard thing to do, because we think that when we forgive an abuser, that we made the action right. That I say that I forgive you, then it makes it right. No, you forgive somebody because you love yourself.
Yeah.
And this is super important to understand, and it's advanced because you have to come apart in the process to forgive someone, but it's about not letting what happened in the past still affect you today when it's not happening anymore. And it's coming back to this present moment, and this is a Eckhart teaching, coming back to the present moment and really live in this moment and release the trauma, forgive to set yourself free, and not let what your past hold you back anymore in how you want to live your life and what you want to pursue in the future.
Yes, that's so true. And also, when you are getting triggered, then you see that you have more work to do. And then you can step into that. Why am I triggered? What feeling comes up? and then start to work on that, because that is some clues how to heal yourself. And then you always go back to what you said, that to be in the present, because when you are in the present, then you see what triggered the past, that the past is coming, and then you can look at it, and then you can change it, transform it into knowledge, because like you said, nothing is good and bad, because you can see the treasure inside the pain.
Oh, beautifully said. And I want to just bring an example from this Saturday, where I were with some friends, and while they were discussing, the two men were discussing things, I heard something that I heard in my interpretation, and then I got a message like, well, it's nothing bad in this, little friend. And that triggered me, because for me, that was, I heard from my mother, which is triggers in me about disrespect or being condescending. And then later that weekend, a few of them were talking together, also on the phone with somebody, and they said little friend to each other. This is a group of friends.
Yeah.
So that's and then I looked at this guy, and I realized that, oh my God, this is how they talk, and I put something on it from my past, and they just had this jargon that they had among each other.
Yeah.
That they didn't mean anything about it, that how I perceived it. So every time there's a trigger, this the first place we go, and the easiest way to do is to point at that other person, say you're wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of going inside and own that it's your responsibility and your trigger has something only to say about you. It only means something to you, and it doesn't necessarily has the meaning that you give to the sender of the message.
Yeah.
And that's why it's also really interesting in a way when you see later that you misinterpreted it, when you get sort of the proof that this is not something that they meant. And that's a great learning experience with these small little triggers. So you can use that to start training yourself to observe your triggers instead of going into the victim mindset, to see, why am I getting triggered here? Yeah, I feel disrespect. Okay, was it a disrespectful remark? No, this is jargon that they have among its friends, and they don't pay any attention to it. Okay, then it's like, it's on me. And that's taking full responsibility for your feelings and emotions and everything in your life, actually. And that's freedom.
Yeah. And that is so powerful. And that is something that I work with so many years, because I got so triggered, and I was like, why are you saying this to me? And then I learned what you said. Like, I learned that, but I didn't mean it like that how you took it. I didn't mean it like that. So, and then we see that, here is something that we have to work on ourselves. But what I have understand also in my path, it is that I have been like curious. Wow, why am I triggered about that? What is it in this that I have to learn?
Yeah, and that is also very, I would say, advanced level when you come this far. But that is such a beautiful thing, because I also tell my clients that when they get triggered, embrace it. It's a gift.
Yeah,
it's a gift, and we will never ever be perfect, or never ever get rid of all our triggers. I mean, I don't want to set anybody as a goal of not getting triggered, because we are a soul in the human body who experience all the range of emotions, and we're going to do that until we die. Yeah. But the thing is that where you live and where you visit.
Yeah.
And that's really important. So if you live in triggers and constantly get triggers, then it's like you're programming yourself and you don't do anything about it to become triggered and become the victim. And the victim is, you do this to me and I'm a victim. And that's the weakest part of emotional and spiritual, or in any, also if you want to achieve things in life, it's like the weakest way you can be is the victim. And we've all been there, and we all visit there. I mean, I was there just on Saturday. So it's like we never get rid of it. But it's like when you have the observer, like you said, and the awareness, oh, okay, I got triggered, and you look at it and you take responsibility for it, and you understand, oh, this is coming from how my mother talked to me in certain situations. Then you take responsibility and you can release and you can move on, and you can ask questions. What when you say little you or little friend, what do you mean by that? So don't be afraid to not confront, but ask questions. And they say, oh, did I say that? I didn't think about it, you know. And because maybe they had this jargon among each other that they don't even think about. It's just something that pops out. And for them, it means nothing. And for me, it means like, wow, I get triggered. So it's so asking questions to get clarity when you get triggered is really helpful, because other people hold up the mirror for you.
Yes.
And that's why it's so close relationship and intimate relationship, particularly love relationships, is the most triggering relationships you can have, because you come so close to somebody and the mirrors are constantly coming up. And you get like, and especially in the beginning of a relationship, I mean, before you get to know each other, all of these things, the old program is coming up, and that is gold to go through. But that's also where I recommend coaching or having someone you can talk to, so you can, so you're not only in your head, but you get different views and questions, so you can start to see a broader picture than just your ego.
Yeah, that's so important what you are talking about, that you are talking about in a relationship or in a friendship also, that you always meet the people that is going to teach you something.
Yes.
And that is something. So when I, like yesterday, I was in a really bad mood, and instead of like, and as I look at my partner, my boyfriend, and I said to him that, are you mad at me or something? And he said no, and I said okay. Then I know that it was only my own feelings that I was putting on him at that moment. So I didn't go there and what is wrong, like, because you can see it in the other person, and especially in a love relationship, like you said.
Yes, it's so interesting, and it's and that's why, I mean, the divorce rate and everything is up, because we haven't learned how to deal with it or take responsibility for our own feelings. We say it's your fault that I feel this way, and then we go away, and then we repeat. We meet the same guy, and with just a different face.
Yes.
You know, and that's how it. So until, I don't mean to stay in an abusive relationship, no way at all. I mean, you have to do, you know, what is triggers and what is toxicity. You know, what is somebody constantly putting you down, and you feel, I mean, trust your feelings.
Yes.
But triggers are great learning experiences. But you know, if it's every day, so maybe it's not the right person. So you have to become aware of how you generally feel. But you're never going to be in a relationship where you're not getting triggered. I mean, then it's just you know, superficial level, and it's not really a relationship. It's like a politeness relationship. So yeah, there's a lot of variations and emotions to this, and it's also about trusting yourself. When you know yourself and you spend time in meditation or self-reflection and self-love, which is the foundation for everything.
Yes.
Because when you love yourself, you don't live in toxic relationships. You don't drink a lot of alcohol or smoke or do all things that's so bad for you.
Yeah.
Then you know how to set boundaries without feeling guilty, you know, and that's something I really am passionate about. People I coach and in women, it's about empowering them, set boundaries, and it's not being like women said, or being bitchy or like you know, being a man, but it's being healthy boundaries and know how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
You know, because it's and say it in a loving way, you know, and then action speaks louder than words. I think in many cases.
Yes, that's so true. And when you learn to love yourself, like you said, then you have the you are looking at other person in another way also, because you're not looking at yourself. You are looking at the other person, and you want to also that the other person have it nice. So
Absolutely.
yeah. And also when you put the boundaries, you're not putting the boundaries like in front of the person, but you are like putting the boundaries on yourself. And that is a big difference, because then you are protecting. This is you are more subtle when you are saying your boundaries, because this is okay for me. You're not like, this is what I don't want from you. This is what is good for me. And that is a whole different kind of boundary setting.
Yes, absolutely. And many people, because if you haven't done the inner work, you don't know your boundaries. It's about being how do you say this in English? I mean, reactive to the outside environment. And going with the wind, where the wind flows, to adjust. And then we come into terms like people pleasing.
Yes.
You know, and you don't know who you are. You're just somebody who absorbs the other people's feelings, and you adjust accordingly to them. Yeah. Because you haven't found where you start and they end. And that's very much in the coaching world and in spiritual, at a lot of empaths who feel a lot of emotions for others and who are healers and want to give. Yeah. And also what I'm really passionate about teaching others and in my coaching is your self-worth. Yeah. And I mean, boundaries is also about self-worth. It's about self-love, self-acceptance, and being your own person. I mean, being authentic. I mean, being true to your emotions. Yes. Whether they're, let's say, good or bad. I'm saying this in hyphens, good or bad, because, like I said, nothing is anything until you make it something. But being true to yourself and express that and being vulnerable. And being vulnerable is something I worked on for years, because that's something I have found very challenging. Now I'm starting to open up about that, like what I'm doing here. Yeah. And being vulnerable is really, really when you have the inner strength and are not afraid of judgment from others. And also what I've seen, the more I coached, I was just in Vietnam, you know, last week with people from many countries and many races and all kinds of people. We meet through the heart. Yes. We are much more alike than we think. We think we are alone. We think, you know, maybe nobody understands our struggles, or that we are the only one who doesn't think we're good enough, or I'm afraid what other people think, or I don't want to be visible. I mean, everybody had those fears, and those fears you meet especially when you're starting a business, because you have to do marketing and sales and be visible, and that is challenging. Because you will be judged no matter what. And the point is, Like, will I let that stop me? And that's why I think having a mission like you do with really trauma coaching like you do and others do has to be bigger. It has to be something bigger than you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, our ego is on the forefront and will stop us. And this is a process. It's not something a quick fix, but it's so valuable to do the inner work and do it on a daily basis, because on the other side of that lies your freedom, your how to thrive in life and how to achieve your goals and become uncomfortable with the comfortable, being comfortable with the uncomfortable, which is a saying we hear a lot.
Yeah, so it's so true. And it is hard when you start your business, like you said, because it is so many things that you have to figure out. Like we started this this session or this podcast, and it is good to have people that is like you, Sissel, that can help women in finding their business. Can you tell me a little bit how you have talked about how you are helping them, but how can people find you? And can you tell a little bit the steps that you do when you are helping the people?
Yes, currently I have one-on-one coaching and I have not hourly coaching because I don't believe in that. I believe in at least 3 months, which is like minimum, because we have to go through the process, and it's tailor-made to the particular person. So it depends on where they are in their business. But what is always like the first step, you have to know what you want and how your end business looks like. I have clients who wants to have a business for 2.5 million kroner after 3 years. I have somebody who wants a 10 million kroner business. And you, as the CEO or the leader of the business, you will be a different person and have a different kind of business when you lead a business for 2.5 million than for 10 million.
Yeah.
Or if you're happy with just having 500,000 a year, just so you know you cover your expenses and that's all you want, that's fine too. So it has to be very clear where you want to go. And then it's about who is that person. And that's a different person than the one who sits here today. Otherwise, you would have that $1 million business already. So it's becoming the CEO and the leader, and also separate yourself and your feelings, what you feel like, to be a leader who thinks, what does my business need?
Yeah.
And business needs sales and marketing. That's the most two most important things. Salespeople, well, I'm generalizing this. I'm better in sales and marketing, I must say, because I work more with that. And the other step is to make this plan to get there. And break it down into achievable things, because it has to be, what is your next step? And then every time we grow and develop and do something new, we meet resistance in our body, we meet fear. And that's also in coaching, is to hold that person accountable. And that's why it's so great to have a coach. It's been how to be accountable and somebody hold you accountable. And so you can build step by step to reach that goal. And it's also about having, the balanced life vision between job and your free time. And energy for me is ultra important in my teaching. So you don't work yourself to the ground, but you take care of yourself first. It's about, the physical, the sleep, the water, the exercise, the food, and we're never going to be perfect. We're falling off and getting back up. So it's tailor-made for each person where they are at.
Yeah.
And also what I'm really passionate about, since I've worked with clients and customers my whole life, is through the bank. And that's what I really loved about my job in the bank. It was the customers and to work with them. I see because the smaller businesses, I work with professional accounts where they have revenue from 200 million to 1 billion in the Norwegian kroner. It's about being professional. It's about doing what you say you're going to do towards your customers. It's about how you show up and being professional, and also connect on a heart-to-heart basis like we do now. So you draw your ideal client in, and you're clear about who's your ideal client and how you build relationships with them. It depends on what kind of business model you have. I have people who have webinars, and of course they have thousands on their list and 200 people in the webinars. You don't have this close one-on-one connection like you do with what I have. And it's different business models, but I started with one-on-one because I had 20 clients now. It's about learning from each one, what's the common denominator before I make a course, before I make membership, and before I make a group coaching, because I know where I want to go. I'm very clear where I want to go, but it's also about sell them what they want and give them what they need, because people buy what they want, and they don't necessarily, and we see what they need, but that they will not necessarily buy that, because you sell them something that they want from their perspective, and then you have to sell to the person. If that is you 2 years ago, you have to talk that language.
Yeah.
And so it's also about the communication. If you're not good in communicating or building a relationship, it's going to be challenging to sell high tickets or test your ideas. Yeah. And it's also about testing. It's testing and evaluating your course or your model or your coaching to see. So you give people what they need, but you sell them what they want.
Yeah. That I struggle a little bit with, because sometimes it isn't easy to know what they want, but you know what they need.
Yes, and that's where you can start even further back, which is the best question you can ask, because everybody can answer this question. What don't you want?
Yeah.
What do you not want?
Yeah. And
that they can answer, because this is the default setting of our brain. We always go to the danger. And that's why when we believe what we think, we will not be able to build a business. Yeah. Because your brain is hardwired for survival. And as long as you sit exactly where you are and not challenge yourself and not doing anything else, you're safe. Yeah. And that's why we have to override our own emotions and do the uncomfortable stuff and go out there. And that's also what one great tip is about. Ask them, what don't you want? Yeah. And everybody can answer that. And then you can not see that, and then you can see what's the opposite of what they don't want. Yeah. That might be something they want. Yeah.
Thank you. That was a good clue and something to look into. And what you also said was that what we were talking about in the beginning also, it's that you have to speak to the client. You have to be present and you have to be visible. And that is something that where many people is struggling with because of traumas or limitation or belief systems that I have from their past. So they are not able to talk directly to the people. And recently, I think 2 weeks ago or something, a random woman from the world said, "I love your contacts, but why are you not speaking to your clients or the people in Instagram?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I have to speak." but I'm speaking in so many other platforms that I have forgot about Instagram in that way.
Yeah, and if let's say that you are the hero in your movie,
Yeah.
If let's say life is a movie and you have the main character role, everybody else is like a side, what do you call it, a by character. I don't know the English word for it. It's a supporting actor. You are the main character, and we put so much importance on ourselves that if I put something out there and it's not perfect or good enough, or that I'm going to be judged. But that's where I say, how important do you think you are, and how much time do you think people who look at you and listen to you care about your content, that they even make a thought or judgment about, oh my God, this was so bad, or how can she put this out? They don't care. You're not that important, and neither am I, and neither are none of us.
Yes.
So it's like where I heard one of my coaches said that when you get your first hater, which one of my clients did, she got her first hater, we celebrated, because that means that she's visible, and she's done the work, and she's starting to become a threat for other within her area as a competitor. Yeah. So I helped her through that. That was right before she had a webinar. I helped her through that, her mindset, so she still stayed strong and focused on the webinar with several hundred people online, and how to see the transformation throughout the year from where she was no sales and really conscious about what the other people think, and how other influencers did so much better than her, to get sales and then stand there after she got this hate mail right before the webinar that she worked for months to build her list, and to go through that and get 5 or 6 sales. That is so it's all about, we are the only one who's stopping ourselves. Nobody else is stopping ourselves but us, and we can't get anywhere unless we picture it and we make a plan and we take the steps to go there. And so I'm all about, I love when people have success and they earn money and they make businesses thrive. But that takes time and persistence and being consistent. And that's the reason why so many entrepreneurs don't make it, because it is tough. You have to have a growth mindset and learn from your failure. But when you embrace everything that happens to you as something, all the failures, that's something you can learn from, and adjust accordingly, and make it just tweaks and make it better and better and better. You can't, if you never stop, you will succeed. You will succeed. Don't ever stop, and just keep going, and you will succeed.
Yeah. And that is so important, because many people, and I think for me as well, because like you have an idea and then you start to do it, and then you are doing it a little bit, and then you're, oh, this is not working. I have to change this and do something else. But it was right before something else was happening, because you didn't get to go the whole distance with one thing. So you started to do something else, and then the people that is there, what happened? Where is she going? Yeah.
But that is such a common thing we do, and that's the ego. We want instant gratification, because when we were born after the Second World War, everything is become instant. If we need something, we want milk, we go to the store. If we want something, we buy it online. We don't have the patience to wait for the gratification or the win.
Yeah.
And it's also about testing, and it takes time, and the curve is what we call in finance exponential. I mean, we want to have a straight line, because that's what we learn. You do one step and then you grow a little bit, grow a little bit. That's not how it is. It goes up and down and up and down. But you know that the major curve, if you draw a line through all the ups and downs that you're going to experience as an entrepreneur, has to be going up. But when you're down the valley, you know that because shit is going to happen. This is going to happen. You're down the valley, then it's just a matter of time before it goes up again. because that's happened through our whole life. And what is I listen to a lot of really great mentors, and one Tony Robbins mentor that's called Peter Sage. He said that most people stop, right? What you said, right before the breakthrough.
Yeah.
And if they just had kept going, you know, you will get this hockey stick growth.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why it's so important to never give up and just keep going, and listen to the feedback, listen to your customers, and connect with them and ask them, you know, them, also talk to them after they finished with you, or done coaching or the program. Ask them later, you know, ask for feedback. Always ask for feedback. And it can be tough because something is like, well, it can be that I wanted more of this or this or that or something, and then you can adjust accordingly, you know. But mostly, I had very good. I had 9 out of 10, so I'm super duper happy. But I know where to adjust accordingly. So because we always try to get better.
Yeah, and that's all. And I like to get feedback also, because when you get feedback, then you see how you can stretch yourself.
Yes.
Because we always grow. And I'm not the same person today that I was yesterday, because today I have shaved my ass. and also I have talked to you. So it is we are constantly learning and growing and develop in the way we shall. Sometimes we are going like the fear way, and sometimes we go the love way, and or the love path, and we have to go the ways that we are going because we are growing.
Oh, that is so beautifully said. And if we come to that place, or I will say not if, when, because it's about a training, to embrace everything that happens to you as a gift, to make you stronger, to grow more, to learn more, and learn to control what you can control, which is your own thoughts and emotions, and learn to accept what you cannot control and let it be.
Yeah.
Let them be them, and you do you. Let them do them, and you do you. And also when like we talked about triggers, or things are happening, and you get those emotions of insecurities, or you know, they're not good enough, which is in the base for everybody. I haven't met one person who feels like, who just comes out of, I'm good enough. Never heard anybody say that. but we in the base, we all are. If you just know that you came here, it's like one sperm in one egg, or millions of didn't make it, and you made it.
Yeah.
It's like just being here and being born in this time. If you think of that, the universe is 13 billion years old, and how old the earth is, and you're born after the Second World War. If you were born before that, you know, the First World War, the Second World War. I mean, and we live in Norway or in the Scandinavia. We just drew the lottery.
Yeah.
We are so lucky to be here and living in gratitude for even that you have fresh water, you have a water toilet, you have food in the fridge, and a roof over your head. Everything else is a freaking bonus.
Yeah.
So the gratitude of what we have on a daily basis, because I'm all about abundance, and abundance, you have it everywhere. We all live in abundance, some way or another. And just go into nature, it's abundance everywhere. And to be grateful for what you have increases your frequency and energy, and draws in more of it, or more of what we want. And we all want to feel love, freedom, joy, happiness, great relationship, friendships, a meaningful career. We all want the same.
Yes.
And to get there, there's different paths because it's different programming we have. We have different things we need to let go of and release and dig into. But on the other side, like you said earlier, about going through the emotions that are difficult, and release them. It's about being light and move lightly through life, and also embrace the challenges as lessons that you can learn from, and welcome them.
Yeah, that's so true and so important what you are talking about. It has been such an honor to have you here today, and to it has been like a journey with you today. We have been touching so many different kinds of subjects. Do you have something that you want to say to the listeners that has listened to this today?
Yes, I consider myself as a very intelligent, strong person. I've lived alone most of my life. I'm an only child, and I thought I could do everything on my own. I would never, ever, I quit my job in the middle of COVID and say bye-bye to $1 million kroner in salary and start my business without having a coach who helped me with my mindset. It doesn't mean it has to be me. I'm open for it. You can contact me on Sissel Albertsen on Instagram, but find somebody who you resonate with, who you have trust with, and who can help you with your challenges. I'm all about, business and growth mindset, because it's for solo entrepreneurs and women in particular, to help you, to guide you, and to ask you those questions so you can find your authentic self. Who are you without your name and career and whatever, son and daughter? Why are you here? When you find your genius and your mission in life, which is bigger than you, and your deep why do you want to do what you want to do, then you will become unstoppable. And that's that's my ultimate goal for you, is to make you unstoppable and to create your life, create your future. And we can only do that now in the present moment. And first step is clarity. And if you don't have clarity where you want to go, then you will live the same day over and over again, because you don't have a bigger vision for your life. So the vision is the most important thing, I will say. What's the vision of your life? If there was nothing that can stop you, or you could have anything you want, how does your life look like in 3 years from now?
Wow, thank you so much, Sissel, for coming here today, and it is such a pleasure to get to know you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Heidi. I really appreciate it. Thank you.